Floss Tubers, I'm Christy from Javagirl Stitches, and this is video number 2, take about 400. So many interruptions this morning. The dog barking, just not a good day. Hopefully this video will load a little bit better and quicker than the first one. The first one I taped in the morning, and of course I tried all day to get it to upload to YouTube. And I had to text my son at school, on his lunch break of course, and I'm like, this is not working. Like, does it take 20 hours to tape, to upload a 20-minute video? And he's giving me, texting me back and trying to help me out, and of course it didn't work. So when I picked him up from school, and he's like, did you get it to upload yet? And I'm like, no, it's not working. He's like, just give me your phone, Mom, with that teenage look. And of course he got it to upload, and he's working on it, and he's watching the video a little bit, and he's laughing at me. He thinks it's pretty funny that Mom's on Floss Tube, but he got it to work. And so then once we got home and it was all completely uploaded, I went up and I'm like, okay, is it done? And he's like, yes, and so he's like, do you want me to subscribe to it, so you have a subscriber? I was like, sure, and then it was kind of cute because he took me on my computer and he's trying to show me how to do everything and how to keep track of stuff and how I can change this and change that, which I thought, that was pretty cute. And he's very, very electronically savvy, which I am not. I am completely challenged when it comes to anything electronically. Yeah, the whole reason the video won't upload is because it was our internet, which thankfully we got new internet, so he was able to get everything to work. And then it was funny because throughout the day he's watching, he keeps checking my YouTube to see if I have any subscribers. And by the end of the day, he's like, I can't believe you have that many subscribers already. And I'm like, is that good? I don't know anything about this. And he's like, yeah. He's like, you just need to take your video down. This is embarrassing. You have way more subscribers than I do. And so I'm like, yeah, you're laughing at me earlier. It's not so funny now, is it? So I got a good laugh out of that. And it was nice to bond with him that, because it's hard to bond with teenagers. They don't want to talk to you about anything. So him showing me everything, I thought that was pretty cool. So everything about the Floss Tube, I'm enjoying doing it, and a lot of goods came out of it. And the first thing I want to do is big thank yous. Thank you to everybody who subscribed to the channel, who liked it, who left me amazing, wonderful comments. I mean, the new people who are following me on Instagram, the wonderful comments on there. I mean, I knew the stitching community was amazing just from Instagram. But with Floss Tube, as nervous as I was, it's even better. I mean, just people you've never even met. They give you the most wonderful comments and are so encouraging. And I could not be happier and so grateful to be a part of this community. I came from like I said before, I did Rae Dunn for 2 years. And that is so cutthroat and mean, and it's so hard to find anybody nice in that. And then you come to the stitching community, and it's just full of wonderful, amazing people, and I am so grateful to be a part of it, and so grateful to be a part of Floss Tube. And I've been binge watching people all week. That's like my thing now. I just want to watch everybody's Floss Tube because I want to see what they're up to. I watched a little bit before, but now I'm just like, I want to watch everybody's and see what they're up to and get to know them better, and I love it. And so hopefully we won't have any more interruptions today, you guys. My husband is actually homesick today. I'm doing this on a Sunday because tomorrow I have a bunch of errands and stuff to take care of my dad. So I'm doing this on a Sunday, so I have a full house. My husband is upstairs with the flu. I've quarantined him up there. I'm like, stay away from me. I'm Lysoling everything, trying to not get sick. And then I have my 2 boys that are home, and I threaten them with their life. Like, please do not come down here and bug me. Do not sit on the stairs and listen to me because you're going to make me even more nervous. So hopefully no more interruptions. But let's see. I want to give some shout outs. First off to Pretty Southern. She shouted me out on her Instagram story. Helen D, she shouted me out on her Floss Tube video. Kindred Stitcher, she also shouted me out on her Floss Tube video. Thank you ladies so much. And like I said, I got tons of amazing comments. And Crystal from Carolina Cajun Creates, she is on Instagram. She is the sweetest lady ever. She left me the nicest comment. It brought tears to my eyes. I mean, it was wonderful. I mean, like I said, this community is amazing, and I am so grateful for everybody's comment. I've read everybody's comment that is that you've commented on the video, and I've tried to respond to everybody. I want you to know how much I appreciate each and every one of you. And that's it on that part. So on to the stitching stuff. So I'm going to show you first two older pieces that I did years ago. And about 20 years ago, when I met my best friend Amy, we both got, that's how we kind of got more into stitching. We stitched the Lizzie Kate together. And then I drug her into scrapbooking, and she drug me into collecting Boyd's Bears. And while we were looking for Boyd's Bears, because we used to look for them on eBay because some of them were hard to find, and we found cross stitching of Boyd's Bears. So we're like, we're gonna buy them all, of course. And we did. And I believe she finished one of them, and I finished two of them. And, you know, again, I buy a pattern, have no idea what it's all about. And these patterns, they had the half cross stitches in them, which I had never done before, never even heard of them, because, you know, newbie to cross stitching. And they were really hard patterns, and I still do, to this day, do not like half cross stitches. I'm sure it would probably be a little bit easier on linen than it is on Aida, but it was hard, and they were everywhere in the picture. But it took me like 6 months to finish each one of them, but I did, and I'm going to show you them. So this was the first one I ever did. Sorry about the glare. And again, it took me, like I said, 6 months to finish it, and it was a lot of work, but I love it. And I actually had it professionally framed because I was so proud of being able to get it done. And that's when I figured out how expensive framing is, and I never did it again. And then this is the second one. And I really, really love this one. This is one of my favorites. And I actually don't have them up because I don't have Boyd's Bears really in my house anymore. I have like a little section upstairs, but I think I'm going to put that 4th of July one probably up, you know, around 4th of July time, so it can be displayed again because they're just sitting in my closet. But I love those, a lot of work, but I'm glad I finished them and got them done. Okay, finishes that I've done. You've probably seen a couple of these on Instagram this week, but here's my first one. And this is by Country Cottage Needleworks. It was supposed to be an ornament, and this is what it was. This is the after. Before, it was just in this frame, and it had a little border around it, and it was really, really plain. And so I took it out, and I finished. This is just a Hobby Lobby frame. And I added all my picks and did the ruffle, which I'm still not great at. I'm trying, you guys, but all I do is keep burning the crap out of my fingers with the hot glue gun. I believe somebody said to sew it and then you gather it, but that would require me to bring my sewing machine out, and we all know I'm not good at that. So I just gather it with hot glue, and so I'm burning my fingers off. And this one was also in that white frame. And I redid this one, and this frame was from Hobby Lobby also in the spring section, and it's actually magneted to it. So I can take it off, and I wanted to be able to use it again since it was just a little small one. And like I said, they were sitting there forever on my desk. I didn't know what to do with them. And then I finally decided, okay, with all the snowman stuff for next year, it's all like in these colors. So I am going to add those to a whole snowman display when I get around to it. And again, still have no idea where it's gonna go, you guys. Okay, my other finish is Milk and Cookies, and this was by the Frosted Pumpkins. And I just made it into a cube, a styrofoam cube. And I have done these before, I just haven't done them for a while. And I couldn't remember how to do the bow on the top, so I had to watch a video by the Blessed Stitcher. And I was like, oh, that's right. Now I remember how to make them. So this will be for next Christmas. I have a gingerbread display, and that's where that's gonna go into, is with all of that, with my Rae Dunn gingerbread stuff. Okay, a couple of spring finishes. Sorry about the cough, guys. I hope I'm not getting the flu. Okay, this is the first one I finished. And this is just on a board I bought from Michael's, and I painted it, and again with the ruffle. And I like it, but I'm not loving it. I don't know what it is. I love stitching spring stuff, but when it comes to actually finishing it, I don't know if it's just, it's hard to find accessories to go with it, or the bows aren't perfect color, but it's done. And I like it a little bit better now. Sometimes I am super picky and like big perfectionist. So sometimes I'll look at stuff and I'm like, I don't like it. And then the next day I calm down and I'm like, okay, it's not as bad as I thought. Being a perfectionist, not good. Okay, my second finish, which was also on Instagram, is Spring by Lizzie Kate. And the other one was Lizzie Kate too. And this one I actually like, except for that it's not straight on there when I hot glued it. But this is just a board from Michael's, and I just added some ribbon and some Easter picks, which they still do not have a lot of Easter picks out there yet. There's like no Easter stuff yet, so I'm just trying to grab whatever I can to make it work. Okay, and then this finish, inspired by Priscilla Blaine, of course, my favorite, I made this wreath. And this is Here a Peep, There a Peep, I think by Brenda Gervais. And what I did is I bought just a grapevine wreath, and I added some greenery. I glued it in there, and then I added the egg picks to it, and they're just kind of hanging there. And then again with the ruffle, I don't know why, I love the ruffles right now. That's my thing. I want to do everything with ruffles. And then a bow and an egg. Still not great at making bows. I'm trying, but they're still a little hard for me. And then I was trying to figure out how I was going to attach it to this thing, but it's just attached by, I glued wire to the top back here, and I attached it to the wreath. And I did not do mine in the oval because I don't know how to do that, because Aida is so much thicker to me than linen, so when you're folding it over, it just doesn't seem to work as well. I have a hard time trying to make anything that's circly. I'm afraid that it's going to be all bunched up, because I have a couple of the farmyard ornaments, and I want to put them into pie tins, but I have not figured that out yet, how to make that where it's going to look good. So that, I believe, is all my finishes this week. And then what I have been working on, so my whips for the last 2 weeks. And I know I told you guys I only stitch one thing at a time, but I actually broke out of my comfort zone, and I'm doing 3 things at a time because I love all this Easter stuff so much. I'm like, I'm just gonna keep starting a new one and starting a new one. So I have 3 of them actually going on right now. And the first one is Spring ABCs by Country Cottage Needleworks. Let's do this way. You guys know what it looks like. Everybody has it. And I've been working on that for about 2 to 3 days. So that's as far as I've gotten on that one. And this was the last one I was working on, so I am going to continue to keep working on this one after, because I love it so much. Okay, let's see. My second work in progress, this is the first one I started, was Easter Peep by Brenda Gervais. You can see that. And the reason I started this, and I still love it, but all that yellow, I'm like, okay, I'm over the yellow. It's time to move on to something else. So that's what started I'm gonna start a few more projects. Oh, hold on. Okay, and then my third one that I started, which this one, I think I can bust this out pretty quick. And this is Spring Seasons, the 4 Seasons, also by Lizzie Kate. It seems to be all I stitch most of the time, with a little bit of Country Cottage Needleworks in there. But that's how far I've gotten on that one. So not a whole lot left, so I'm hoping that I will be able to finish that probably this week, as long as I don't get sick, you guys. Okay, and another pattern that last week I showed you a couple other patterns that I wanted to work on for Easter, and then I forgot about the spring ABCs, and I saw somebody posted on Instagram. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna need to start that now too. But I also got this one, and this is Easter Peep Parade by Brenda Gervais. I'm liking her stuff too. And this one is really hard to see because it's really dark. But I want to add this to the rest of my Easter whips. And then probably after that, after my Easter stuff, I think I'm going to move on to, I'm gonna switch out patterns and do more of my other whips in progress, because those other ones I showed you last week, they haven't got touched at all. So I want to do those, but I also want to do some farmhouse. I've seen some cute farmhouse stuff, and I have about 4 stitches I've done, different projects I've done that are in my living room for farmhouse to go with the decor. But I want to add a few more to it with like the little red truck, and there's a little one that says Farm Fresh. So I'll show those next time and kind of my plans on what I'm going to do with those. Okay, stitchy mail. Yes, I have it almost every week, and I have another order coming. Oh my gosh. Okay, first one, Ready, Set, Snow. This is brand new, and I love this one. And I love what Priscilla did with this. The color changes, I'm like, that will go perfectly with all this other red. And the fact that she did it on a cheese grater, you guys, how cute is that? And I actually went over to my dad's house because we had, growing up, we had one of those old, it's a bigger one, but we had that old metal cheese grater, and I was so excited. I was like, I'm gonna go to my dad's, I'm gonna find it. And we looked everywhere, and my dad never throws out anything. He keeps everything, so I thought for sure we would find it. We didn't find it. So I'm just going to order just a regular cheese grater, and I'll probably do the whole pattern because I like the whole thing. And I'll probably finish it off similar to hers because I love that. Okay, second one I got is Cow by Bent Creek. I didn't even know this existed. I saw somebody on Instagram with it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a cow. I love cows. So this one will also go with my farmhouse theme. And I'm telling you right now, I keep telling my husband, I want a baby goat, I want some chickens, I want a baby pig, and he keeps telling me, he just looks at me like I'm crazy, and he keeps telling me, honey, we do not live where you can have farm animals. And I'm like, we need to move. I wish we could. I would love to go live somewhere on a farm or back east where you guys actually get 4 seasons, because it's like 66 degrees here today. It's not even, we don't get much winter, and I don't like the cold anyway, so I need to eventually live on a farm so I can have all my farm animals and have an actual farmhouse that when it's decorated, it looks like it belongs there and not in just a city house in Las Vegas. Okay, my last thing I bought was Hands-On Design, A Celebration of Seasons. And I saw this at first, and I wasn't sure if I really liked it. I think it's because of some of the colors. I love all the designs, but the colors weren't like screaming out to me like that's what I wanted to do. But of course, Priscilla, she did hers in the black and red, and I'm like, oh, there you go again. So I'm going to make this one into, and to go with all the other stuff. And I really want to start these right now, but I'm like, I'm on the Easter theme. I gotta stick with it. I know it's, oh my gosh, there's so much cute stuff to do, you guys, and I have the hugest pile. And one of these videos, I will show you my big, huge pile of, I have like a bin, and it's like a Ray Dunn inspired bin, a metal bin, and I just stick everything in Ziploc bags. And I have one really nice stitchy bag, project bag, that I got from Pretty Southern. She made it for me, and I love it. And I just keep buying more patterns. Like, I have no idea when I'm gonna finish all these things, but I'm gonna keep buying them anyway because I can't stop. I have a problem. My name's Christy, and I'm addicted to cross stitch patterns. So that is probably it for this week. Another short video. I keep thinking I'm gonna have tons to talk about and I'm gonna have these long videos, but I don't. I'm sorry, guys. But anyway, if any of you have any questions or something else you'd like me to share, or if something you'd like to see me do different, or you don't want to, like at the beginning when I talk a little bit about myself or whatever, if you don't want me to do that, just tell me to shut up. And you just want to hear about stitching, because I'm new to this and I don't know what everybody likes, what, you know, keeps people's interest, or if you want to see certain things, feel free to just add any questions in the comment section and I will get back to you. I was going to put my email address in the description, but I'm a little nervous now because this week I had somebody take my photos off of Instagram. They just made another Instagram account, and I've heard of that before, but I believe other people have had like their entire account hacked. So I don't really want to put my email address, but you can message me on Instagram too if you have any questions. And I know somebody asked me, a couple people asked for a couple of tutorials, which I can definitely try to do. Again, not an expert at this stuff, but I can sure show you how I can do it. Okay. And then if you leave me a comment in the comment section, just put your name and what your Instagram name is, because I'm seeing that a lot of people I didn't even know. I know them on Instagram, but I don't know who they are when they leave comments. So I can get to know everybody a little better, and I'm actually keeping a list of like the Instagram names and who they are, so I can, it's more personal and I can get to know people a little bit better. And again, thank you guys so much for all the wonderful comments. You guys are absolutely amazing. Just absolutely amazing. I loved everything everybody said, and I am looking forward to doing many more of these videos, and hopefully they'll keep getting better as they go, and maybe a little bit longer. I have heard a lot of people, they don't really like videos that are really super long, so I guess I fit right into that. And there goes my dog again for the second time today. This is why I've had to start this video over a couple times. So I am going to end it before she goes crazy, and everybody have a great Sunday, and I will probably see you in 2 weeks.